Is it fast, Eddie, or is it slow, Eddie? Do you play quick or slow?
I play pretty fast, actually. Yeah. A little slower these days as I'm getting older, but pretty fast.
You said it.
I
So
think,
this is going to be an interesting match, Eddie, because we're in Singapore. I've been around the pool scene a long time. I have never seen these two young men play.
well, you said it, young men, right? They're both fairly newer players. They've got a couple years under their belt, but in terms of major tournament experience, we haven't seen too much of them. So this will be exciting to see how they play, especially at this stage, this kind of level, with this many strong talent around them. It'll be interesting to see how they come out today, especially in this first rack.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Obviously, we're used to seeing legends and, players who we know.
Mm-hmm.
Like yesterday, Chang Yu Long, seeing him win tournaments, but these two young guys here, these could be the future of Nineball. And this is why we're here. This is why we're in Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Matchroom Pool, they've sent myself, Jay over. Emily's coming over. I believe she'll be here tonight. And we want to see what's going on in the world of Nineball.
Yeah, it's good to see Darren on this tournament too. I know he's got a pretty nice reputation among Singapore, but let's see how he can do and hopefully make his name around the world, around Asia during this tournament.
Yeah, so we know Aloysius Yap plays out of this club.
Mm-hmm.
What about Darren Young? Does he play out of here, or is he from another part of the country?
I've seen him play here a few times in some of the larger tournaments out of Aspire Recreational Center, but I don't think this is his normal home field. So I can't say he's got table experience here, table advantage over Thomas, but we'll see how it turns out. I think we got an opening snook here on the first ball here. Looks pretty tight. I think he can still do a one-rail kick though. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean at this level, the only thing that would catch Andri out would be the slide of the new table, this TV table, and that's probably what's happened.
Yeah.
So you might think that was a bad shot. It was just a bad judgment. Not used to playing on these super slick cloths. There's something about the TV table you just can't seem to replicate on any other table until you play out there. So I've seen the world's best make mistakes when kicking balls and stuff like that. What I've noticed about Darren Young, he's left-handed. And
Mm-hmm.
left-handed pool players seem to produce some monsters. You've got the likes of Yap, Joshua Filler, Jason Shaw.
You're right. Jason Shaw is left-handed. Yeah.
Wu Cha Ching.
It's surprising. There's so many strong left-handed players. You're right. Let's see. It looks like a pretty open rack here. Got to monitor the speed of this 5-ball, which he does very nicely.
I'm trying to think of another left-hander I can add to that list. There must be one. I must have left one. Somebody's screaming at me on the screens.
I'm sure there is. Well, this would be a nice start for Darren.
Judd Trump, he's left-handed. He's played a bit of pool. Very deliberate cue action, hasn't he? Very slow and smooth.
Yeah, really smooth stroke. Really methodical how he's running down the table. Would have liked to have been a little further down, but overall, really nice play at this table for rack number 1.
Yeah, of course, being left-handed, this side of the table is going to be a stretch, and he doesn't look the tallest of pool players.
Yeah, he had to get the extension, but no problem. I'm sure he's got plenty of experience with the extension being a little bit shorter, as you mentioned.
Yeah, so far, so good. Of course, it's early days, but one rack in, and it's been a good rack, good safety. Cleared the balls up good, so far, so good for Darren Young. Seems to be passing all the tests. There's the rest of the tables. Aspire Recreation here in Singapore. Really nice venue. It's actually a pool room. It's only been opened about 4 or 5 months, but really fantastic venue. And just to the right of them tables, there's 4 or 5 practice tables for the players to warm up on. And they are treating us very nicely here, it has to be said.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way. It feels like a second home for me here as well. I've really enjoyed being here, and we'll continue playing out of here as long as I can.
Now we get to have a good look at Andri. Obviously, just missed a kick shot. That's easy done when it's your first shot at the table. At some point, we're going to get a proper look at his game when he's running the balls out, and that can always give us a little indication to where they are. Alright, he's got a shot on the 3 here. Not going to be the easiest shape. Going to probably have to jack up a little bit to get back to the 4. So I'm curious to see how he plays this. Or he can go 2 rails to be the short side for the 4, but either way, not going to be the easiest shape. Yeah, so the problem for Darren Young here is going to be the orange 5. Cued that one nicely. Sometimes the cue ball can get a little bit away from you there. I know that might sound a little bit crazy, and you're probably thinking, what's Carl on about now? But it's easy to decelerate on the cue ball on that type of shot. This is the big shot coming up. Does the 5 go in this corner? If it does, he's going to swing the cue ball round. If it doesn't, he could still swing the cue ball around, go off 1, 2, 3, 4 rails and shoot the 5 in the top left. All depends where this 5 ball goes for Young.
Yeah, I'd like to see that 4 rail shot just to see what his stroke looks like. See if he lets it out here, but it looks like he's looking at it right now.
Trying to knock the balls out.
I was curious. Okay.
I'll tell you what a shot Darren Young has played there. I think that's okay. He seems to be not happy with it, but from this angle it looks like he can play a combo, but what a beautiful shot that was.
Mm-hmm. Wow, has a good shot on the 5 there. That was nice. Very nicely done.
If this ball is dead straight, he has got work to do with the cue ball. Yeah, just pinched a little bit of the pocket.
Yeah, because of that, he's going to have to put quite a bit on this one to get shape on the 8. Lots of bottom on this one, I believe, huh? Let's see. Yep, he's gearing up. Yeah, I think he knew he had to put a little extra on that 6 ball to get shape for the 8, and might have made him miss a little bit and get carried away. Wow, what a shot on the 6. Get all the way back down table for the 8. He's a little more straight than he wanted to be, but I think he should be able to take this nicely to come back for the 9-ball. Yeah, very nice. Just enough of an angle to draw back and get shape for the 9.
A little bit short of pace, but he seems happy enough, does Andri.
And there it is, a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, so it's the left-hander from Indonesia, Andri, who looks to be going good in the opening match here on day 2.
Yeah, here we are getting another good look at the Aspire Recreational Center. We should have some great matches today. I know we've got good TV table playing right now, but there's one match I was really excited about is India's Chetan Chambra. He's playing today, I think right now at 11 o'clock. A lot of the Indian players have been telling me about this guy, Chetan Chambra. I haven't seen him play before, but one thing I know that he's won many of the Indian tournaments, and he actually used to play APA in the U.S. in California. So that got me excited, rooting for him, of course, given that I'm an APA single board player myself. So definitely rooting for Chetan. Let's see how he does later today. All right, pretty nice solid break here. Looks like he made the 1. Does not have a good shot on the 3. I think he can definitely see the 3, of course. Can possibly cut it in the side, but I think we'll probably see a safe play here. I say cut it inside, meant in the corner pocket, but could probably play safety instead. Let's see what he does. Yeah, try to use the 7 ball as a blocker. Didn't quite get there. Unfortunately, I think we'll see a defense back here that'll might put him in a tough position.
Yeah, and there was another big match played yesterday afternoon. This was breaking news. Result on paper, Kopin Chung was sent to the 1-loss side. He lost to Abdullah Al-Monteza Saduki from Bangladesh 9-6.
Wow. On paper, I would have said that's an upset. Wow. Yeah, like I mentioned here, though, looks like Darren did execute that safety like we discussed, and now we're having to see a 1-rail kick and jacked up with this shot. Not easy at all, and there you go. Ball in hand for Darren.
Yeah, and he missed that by a long way, really. Didn't even get close.
Yeah, you know, he didn't quite take his time with that one either. I felt like he just had 1 or 2 strokes and just kind of fired away. Really didn't take the time to measure that one out, but end result is favorable for Darren.
These are just simply the chances that you have to take now when you're down 2-0. I know it's a race to 9, but you know, when you've got ball in hand and the balls are all there, the only ball here really is the 8 ball, but where the 7 is, it's going to mean he can easily get on the 8, and he underhits positional play there straight away.
He really did. Yeah, I think he can still cut the 5 through the 9, but past the 9, but it's really thin. Not what he wanted to be, of course. And then the tough part about this is, where's that cue ball going to land after this? He's going to have to really send the cue ball flying to get back around in front of the 6 ball. So interesting to see how he lets this one go. Yeah, he's chalking up heavy. Make sure, because this is going to be a tough shot for him. Putting a lot of chalk on that cue.
He's looking at the 9 ball, isn't he? Well, I'm not saying he's going to play that shot, but that's what he seems to keep looking at. But surely he's not playing a combo on the 9.
Looks like he might be. He sure was. Yeah, he called it. He was hitting the 5-ball a little fat, and sure enough, going for the combination.
Yeah, I can't believe that's the correct shot. I mean, he's the man at the table, but you always feel like there's a right and a wrong. Can he pot this in the middle pocket? It looks tight. If not, maybe a cross bank into the opposite side. That is way too tight, so it is the cross bank. And he's missed it. Where's it finished? He's going to be happy with the result of this one.
So. Right behind the 6-ball. Yep. Very happy with that result.
Darren Young has got to make something happen. He's had a couple of chances. He's had a chance with ball in hand.
Nice. Successfully executing the cross bank. Gets the 7 out of the way. Has a shot on the 6.
Needs a good one here though. Obviously the cue ball is near the rail. It's a long pot. The 9-ball looks to be in the way of a natural 2-railer. He's playing a high ball though. Yeah, the 9-ball always looked like it was in the way for me there.
Yeah, I agree with that one. You know, he didn't really give it a second look. And I think if you're going to play the 1 or 2 rails like he did, you really got to have the right speed and slow roll that 6-ball in, which he didn't there. He hit that ball a little bit too hard and left with the unfortunate shape that he has now.
Safety's gone wrong, and now he has got away with that one to a degree. Could have left an easier shot, but this is a chance of a bank, and when you knock these type of banks in at this stage of a rack, these hurt your opponents. A big shot coming up.
Let's see if Andri takes the bait or goes for the defense. Oh, he went for the bank and he nailed it.
Yeah, it just looked to be sat there begging, and position on the 8 was always going to be there, so it was a nice bank shot there.
Yeah, I like the style from Andri right now. He's playing aggressive. He's playing smooth. He's looking really, really good in opening a couple racks. Well, 3-0. As you know, I'm going to be rooting a little bit for the Singapore players, but you know, Darren had his chances at the table that time. The ball in hand, he had an opportunity.
Yeah, it's not been a good start. Wasn't a good start for Singapore yesterday as well. Yap got crushed over to the 1-loss side by Johan Chua.
You know, I could have gone a couple more hours without you bringing that up.
I do apologise. 96 players started this event, and we're playing double elimination down to the final 32, and today is a big day because we're going to have winners qualification rounds. That will be 6 PM starts. The likes of Carlo Biardo, Johan Chua, who we just spoke about. He's playing Hayato Jakarta from Japan, and then there's a big match looming at 6 PM. Chang Yulong versus Jeffrey De Luna.
Oh, that is a big match.
Robbie Capito, he's playing Carl Amoroto from the Philippines. Ko Pin Yi, the elder brother of Ko Pin Han, who we seen yesterday, he's playing Tan Yong Wei. Now we are playing the 3-point rule, And he's made a ton of points there. You can see 5 balls have passed the head string, and he's potted a ball, so he's made 6 points on the break. He does have a shot at the 1, and that's okay. He wants the cue ball to bounce a little bit. As long as he's got a bit of an angle on the blue 2, it should be okay, just because of where the red 3 is sat. And just looking at the table, this is a glorious chance now.
He really does need to take advantage of this, because you don't want to go down 4-0, of course. So needs to get back in this, and of course having a nice little break-in run would have put him, give him the momentum to get back in this rack. But that cue ball against the rail was just not what he wanted to be, shooting that 2 ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, you should still pot the ball, but I think just the way this match has started out for Darren Young, that has knocked his confidence. This is a thin one. Sending the cue ball around the table. Didn't want to contact the 9.
Well, an easy safe. You just want to send the cue ball down table, send the 3 ball down table, leave the cue down here, and just either bait his opponent into playing the bank shot, or just leave him, make him do a hard defense. It was interesting that he just kind of sent it down table, said, hey, I have confidence, I'm going to get back at the table. Just go ahead and you take a shot at it.
Yeah, just looking at where these balls are. The green 6, he could get the cue ball over towards that section of the table. May be tempted to play the bank. He's got to come with something here.
He does.
I think we could say that was an in-between effort on both.
It's almost like he wasn't sure if he wanted to play the bank or if he wanted to play the 6 safety, and didn't get either one of them. Just the difference I see in the first couple racks is Andri's playing with extreme confidence. You know, he knows that he's going to have a shot at the table. He feels control every time he's at the table. And Darren seems a little bit shaky to start, you know, so let's hope he can get those nerves and shake that out. But right now, Andri might not let him back at the table.
Yeah, he looks the more composed of the 2 players. You always feel like when a match starts out like this, one player's just going to run away with it, but you never know. If Darren can at some point try and run the table out, he might grow in confidence. But the first 4 racks are going to go the way of Andri from Indonesia. 4 racks to 0 up. Young has got it all to do here on day 2 of the Asian Nineball Open. It's Andri 4, Young 0. We'll be back after this small break.
You think you know Singapore? It's time to reimagine.
You think it's all skyscrapers?
Then what's this?
And this.
And this!
You think it is one island?
Then, what's this?
And this!
You think we're a city that never stops?
Then what's this?
And this.
Singapore, you think it's a country?
A city?
You don't have to play like a pro to enjoy the game I love.
If you've ever played in a friend's basement, you can compete in an APA league. In the APA, everyone can play and anyone can win. So if you're looking for a fun night out with your friends and family, join an APA pool league today. Have fun, meet people, play pool. Visit poolplayers.com today.
Day 2 of the Asian 9-ball Open. Darren Young from the Singapore. Well, he's trailing Andri from Indonesia 4 racks to 0. This match has all been Andri. Unfortunately, Darren Young from Singapore has struggled. That's the scheduled play. Obviously, we know what match is going on right now. Next match coming up will be Tanasun Boon from Thailand. He's playing fan favourite Naoki Oi from Japan. That match will be at 2 p.m. And this is where we are. We're at the Aspire Recreation Centre in Singapore, Marina Bay.
Yeah, what a great place to play. So, you know, going back to the match right now, what do you do, Carl? What do you do when you're down 4-0? What do you tell yourself? We just had a little bit of a timeout. What does Darren tell himself right now to regroup and get himself back in this game?
I think the timeout has come at the right time for him. He had to do something. He's got to change something up. You've got to accept that you fall down. You've got to accept what has gone on in the past. And you've got to just try and make something happen. I don't want to say ball at a time, rack at a time. That's a bit cliche, a bit boring. But, you know, just try and show a bit of heart, a bit of fight. Try and just get something out of this match. Get it to 4-2, even 6-4. Just something to give this man something to think about. But he's playing well, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think you said it, right? Give Andri something to think about. At the moment, he looks so in control of the table that I wonder if he's just already thinking about the second round. That's a good break. Pocket to 1, shot on the 2.
Yeah, that is going to work out nicely indeed. He's got an easy shot on the 2. Position looks easy to get on the 3. And as we're talking about, what does Andri do? Well, this looks good to go 5-0 down.
Yeah, it's not much you can do if your opponent breaks and runs on you.
Well, this is just the thing Darren Young has been waiting for.
Yeah, exactly. This is an opportunity for Darren to show Andri, look, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. Don't sleep on me yet. Stop thinking about the next round, and yeah, because it's not over yet. So let's see if this 3-ball goes by the 4 and Darren can run out. Oh, we played defense. Must not have been able to go through. It's a nice defense. Snooker right behind the 4.
This is a nice shot on the pool table though, the old 2-rail kicker trying to pop the red 3 in the bottom left. And sometimes when you play this shot, it looks like you've missed it by a long way, but you actually haven't, so let's have a look. Yeah, just like that really. It looked like a bad shot, it looked like you mishit it, but that is not far away from making that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is Darren Young's chance. This is more than a makeable table. And this is a big rack to win because Andri will be sat in his chair. He knows he should really have won this rack. And if Young can clear the table, he'll have the break in the next. So potentially, he could be back at the table. And it could be 4-2.
Could be a match again. Yeah, this is exactly what Darren needs to get his confidence back up and again, send a little message to Andri.
That was a nice shot. Got into that nice and easy. Cue ball just flew all the way back the table nicely, and surely we're going to see the first rack go to Singapore.
I don't want to say commentary curse. Let's see this go. Let's see this go down. I hope so. For all of our sakes here. Yeah, I like his idea of going 2 rails there. He could have just gone 1 rail, but it would have been a little tricky with the 9-ball sitting there, but he went 2 rails to just give him a little extra space, make sure that there's no way that 9-ball is getting in the way or no interference there, and has a nice clean shot of 7.
Yes, and there it is. That is the final nail in the coffin in rack 5. Darren Young from Singapore is finally off the board. He now trails 4-1, and all comebacks have to start somewhere.
They do. Let's see it. Let's go Team Singapore.
I think he heard you there. He gave you a little nod, didn't he?
You saw that, didn't he? Yeah.
You secret coaching down there.
That's why he's got that top button. There's a microphone underneath there.
There you can see the template. We're using a magic rack or a template, wherever you're from in the world, you'll call it one of them 2 things, I'm sure. And that is just to ensure that all them balls there are touching, and that is what he's going to give every player in this event. Pretty much a perfect rack, and I think that is definitely a good addition to the future of the game, because if you're a student of 9-ball, you know that when you rack the ball, certain gaps can do certain things to the balls, and you can even pop the 9-ball off the break straight in the corner a lot of the times if you leave a certain gap somewhere. Jason Shaw and Shane Van Bonen are very good at reading the rack and the gaps, so all that's been taken away from the sport now. And we're playing with the 1 ball on the spot here at the Asian 9-ball Open. If you follow the tour and you watched the European Open just a couple of weeks ago in Fulda, Germany, you would have seen the 9-ball was on the spot with the break box. Things are still trying to get figured out for the game, so the game's still the same after the break, but in certain places you might play a different break rule. There you could see the wing ball just went straight in the pocket at ease. And usually the pace of the break is key when the 1 is on the spot. If you hit it a little bit too soft, that 1 ball will always land near that top rail.
Well, he's got a shot here in the 1. Speed is going to be key here to make sure he still has shape on the 3. Oh, he went for the defense.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, very good speed control. I like the pace that this table has been playing. Seems to be just playing a hair slower than what I'm used to commentating on, and I think that is quite good because that means you have to hit certain shots a little firmer.
Rail. Looks like both balls do hit a rail.
You have to contact. One of the balls must strike a rail unless you pocket a ball. That is another one of the rules. Very easy game to understand. I know if you're just tuning in for the first time, you're probably thinking what is going on here, but it is very easy. As long as you're at the lowest numbered ball on the table, you can see the graphic at the bottom of your screen. And if you look at that graphic there, you can see the blue 2 is like shadowed out a little bit. That's because it's been pocketed. So the lowest ball is the 1. The next one is the red 3. So as long as you can count to 9, which you can, Eddie, you can play this game.
You know, I can. I can even count to 10.
On a good day, on a good day.
On a good day. Now, it was an unfortunate miss here by Darren, but I think that Andri can see just a sliver of the 1 to be able to cut this in here. He's taking an extra look at it, so it's going to be real tight. Nope, went for the kick, and
I believe he's left that. So another good chance just to try and switch some momentum here in this match.
yeah, I like how Darren's taking his time. You know, he's not really rushing things, and he's taking what the table's given him. You know, he did miss that 1 ball shot, but ultimately he's been playing some good defenses, like the one behind the 6. Let's see how he gets out here. This table is all laid out for him.
Yeah, there are other matches going on as well other than this feature table, and you can follow the live scores if you head over to digitalpool.com. You can see the live scores, and you can also see the tournament bracket, who's winning, who's losing, who's going over to the left side of the draw. All the information is on that website. And there is a ladies event starting tomorrow.
There is.
32
yes.
players.
Mm-hmm.
We will be showing the final on the 28th. But I'm sure as more matches unfold tomorrow on the feature table and our camera pans around, we'll get a little look. Maybe we'll try and get some interviews as well with some of them. We'll do our best. That is a worrying sign. He's missed that by an absolute mile.
Yeah, it obviously wasn't what he was intending to do. He had to go around that ball to get a shot at the 4, but it wasn't what he was intending. I think he probably would have been better off jacking up instead of going around. Whoa, but he's getting another shot at the table.
Yeah, from absolutely nowhere, Andri's started to just fall off the wagon a bit here, and I don't know why. You know, he was 4-0 up. Yeah, he's thrown the last rack away, but that was his chance there to, you know, run them 6 balls and really punish Young there for the mistake.
Yeah, it was. If you notice, the referee indicated that the 4 ball is frozen to the rail. So obviously that means that another ball outside of the 4 has to touch a rail. Correct, Carl?
Yeah, the 4 ball or another ball has to hit a rail, or even if the cue ball was to roll forward and hit the rail that the 4 is on, that's fine as well.
Yeah, some of the defensive moves that a player does is just to tap the ball and leave the cue touching the 4, but if it's frozen, that is not an option. So so it looks like Darren sent the cue ball all the way down table, leaving the 4 up table, and I think that Andri can see this ball though.
If he can only see a little edge. He can't see it. He's gone for the jump.
Oh, he is.
It was actually a very good safety shot. Whenever the ball's frozen like that and you've got to hit a very thin edge, I'm sure everyone watching who plays pool has hit it and seen the 4 fly off and come down table because you've hit the ball too thick. He's trying to hold the cue ball up at the top of the table and just get some distance. Not that way, and he's left the pot, so for the second time in this rack. Can Young close it out?
Little pop shot. Get back for the 5.
These are the shots now where top boys just don't miss them. I'm not convinced he's going to pop this. I'm not saying he's going to miss it. I don't mean that, but I feel like if he did miss it, I wouldn't be too shocked.
I'm mostly curious to see how he gets shape. If he's just going to stop the cue ball right where the 5 is at, or if he's going to, yeah, exactly. Just a little stop shot. Doesn't want to get too cute with the cue ball. Right now it's about getting your confidence back and not trying to get too crazy. You don't want the cue ball to fly around table. Just want to just pocket some balls at this point.
Same with this shot as well, I agree. Eddie, I think you don't get too giddy with this. Just try and float it in and just take a chance where the cue ball finishes, and that is okay. More than okay.
Yeah, very nice.
And this is going to just start to creep that confidence back where he's been lacking, and he will have noticed that Andri has just gone off the pace a little bit from the way he started the match.
This shot's a little tricky with the side pocket. You want to avoid it, of course. So it's curious to see how he plays this one. He might not choose to not come off the rail at all. Looks like he will be, though. Yep. Very nice. Avoid the side pocket. Going to be right on the rail, unfortunately, but still has a shot at the 9 and could be a 2-4 race.
Yeah, at least it's straight or, just off straight. These balls, when the cue ball lands a little lower down that side rail, we've seen a couple missed already this week, so he's more than capable of slotting this one home. And he does. Darren Young wins his second rack of this match. That's back-to-back racks. He now trails 4 racks to 2. And he's made a game of it.
Little sigh of relief there. But he's back in the match, as you said. I think that timeout was perfectly timed, and he's got a little bit of confidence back. And let's see if he can get back in this and make it a 3-4 race after this. 3-4 match.
The Asian Nineball Open has been sanctioned by Matchroom Pool. I think this is a good time to tell you about arguably the biggest tournament on our calendar, certainly alongside the World Nineball Championships. It's the US Open Nineball Championships. It's at the Harrah's Resort Casino in Atlantic City, October the 10th through to the 15th. Tickets are available from just $15. Head over to matchroompool.com for more details, and I believe there is just a few tickets remaining for the final day. Maybe they're actually even sold out now, so if you want to go to one of the best events we stage, get over to that website now.
And 5 ball just making the corner pocket at the end. I thought Darren might have had a shot at the table, but nope.
Defending US Open champion Carlo Biardo is playing in this year's event.
It's official. He's in, right? All right. That's great. I mean, he's got to defend the title.
Little bit of movement there, but he's got the job done.
Easy follow shot from the 3 to the 4. You might see a shot very similar from the 4 to the 6. It's got a really nice angle to get shape for the 7.
After a couple of shaky racks, this is just the rack Andri needed. Probably just landed on the wrong side of the 8 a little bit. That's why he's jacking up, just to pull the cue ball back. Nicely done.
Very nice.
And the quickest rack of this match. Back to a 3-game lead for Andri, 5-2.
Yeah, he made quick work of that one. Okay, maybe sending a message back to Darren saying, you know, I see you, but I'm still here. I'm still on top.
Yeah, we're good to see some of these players that we're not used to seeing on our screens enter the US Open, you know, test themselves against the best European players, the best American players on the biggest stage of all. Lucius Yap, Tolian Han, Loho Sum, Robbie Capito, Kopin Yi, Kopin Chung, Kopin Han, Jeffrey DeLuna. They're all the players that will be playing in this year's US Open, and they are all featuring here this week at the Asian Nineball Open as well. Lee Van Cole Taser will be at the US Open. Great to see him back on the big stage. Phenomenal player from the Philippines.
All right, let's see how Darren can answer.
Ooh, that is not a good time for the worst break of the match.
No, it's not.
Draws the cue ball straight into the side. That is a horrible feeling. I've been there, buddy. I have been there. Not many times, of course. But
Not many times, huh?
just won a match.
I think this is the time where I wish I had a statistician to find out exactly how many times they, Carl.
Won the opening 4 racks. Everything was going his way. Then he had a little bit of a wobble, didn't he? And kind of give the next 2 racks away. And if he can win this rack now, he's back to that 4-game lead. And maybe we'll see him just kick on a little bit and try and finish this match out. He has a very long bridge, doesn't he, from his hand
He really does.
to the cue ball. Let's just see if he does that on this shot. Yeah, it still looks quite long.
Yeah.
DeLuna, he cues a little bit like that. Very long bridge hand. He's left-handed as well.
Yeah, good point.
Maybe he's just picked up pace of play as well. That's what it looks like.
He really has. I think we had a break and run and a rack and run back-to-back here. Well, 2 more balls to go.
Well, it'll definitely take some doing to beat the speed Johan Chua was playing at yesterday. That was just ridiculous. I actually asked him in an interview after that match. I said, were you in a rush? Did you have a hot date or a meal booked? What was going on, Johan? He says, well, I played in the tournament earlier on in the year, I think he said, and he said I was playing a little bit too slow and I was thinking too much. I was making mistakes. Then I started to get nervous. He said, and from that day forward, I decided just to run around the table. I think that's a smart move as well.
If he keeps playing the way he did yesterday, it's definitely a smart move.
Lian Sang, he's winning 7-1 in his match. We've seen him lose He's the very opening match of the day yesterday, so good to see him still going strong in the event. Copenhagen, we also seen him win. He's currently 6-0 up against Assis Tadic from the Philippines. And we have a result. Masato Yoshikawa, he wins 9-1 over Ang Yan Sheng. These are tables, these are matches, live matches that are going on right now.
Yeah, as you said, you can find the results at digipool.com. Well, the last time he was breaking, Andri had a break and run. Let's see how he fares at the table this time.
Has he made 3 points? I don't think he has, because he's potted a ball. Only one ball went past the string. That's the 4 ball. And that's why you're now seeing him sit down and the other player come to the table. I know that can sound a little bit confusing and hard to understand why he's gone and sat back down because he's made a ball, but we are playing the 3-point rule. You get a point for potting a ball and a point for a ball that crosses that line that you see, the head string or the kitchen line. It doesn't have to stay in that zone, you just have to pass it, so it can go in and out, and that's a point. Cue ball doesn't count as a point, and that's why he's only made 2 points. Doesn't have to play this shot. He can pass it back.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he could. Looks like he's still taking the cut in the side. Oh no, he's playing defense. Look at that. Didn't quite get there. I believe Andri can see the one, but he would have liked to. Obviously, Darren would have liked to have hit the cue ball behind the 5 a little bit more.
Yeah, I could see the plan was there.
Yeah.
Just didn't execute it how he wanted it, and I believe this pots, so.
Sure does.
Yeah, and I think he's going to play a bank shot. Now the next ball is the 4 ball, and that is just next to the 2, so if he puts all his efforts into the bank shot, he should be okay. Ooh.
Yeah, that cue ball did not get out of the way fast enough.
But it's not the worst of leaves. The safety shot is very easy, but whenever you miss a shot by a long way, I always feel like it's a bit fortunate not to leave a pot. Pace of the table is catching Mr. Young out, I feel.
Yeah, you're right. It's like it's a little too slow, a little too fast. He can't really get the feel for the table, at least not during this rack. He's had 2 safeties gone awry. Wow, I like the aggressiveness. He had a really easy safety he could have played, but he went straight for the bank and nailed it.
Yeah, when you know the pockets are sliding in, and from that angle, you've got to attack the bank shot. It's all about where he lands on the 5 ball. This looks okay. Or is it too much? He's got to go forward a little bit. He's down quick. 6 ball goes in the bottom left. Oh, he's lost a cue ball, hasn't he? Just didn't want to. He played a stun run through there and just over hit the ball. So now he might send the cue ball off 3 rails. Just leave a pot on the 7. Don't forget to pot this ball though. Sometimes you can do that worrying about the cue ball. Oh, this is delightful.
Beautiful shot.
He's got older shots, hasn't he? Maybe just lacks a bit of experience on this type of setup where he knows he's on the main table, because you might play a match out on one of the other tables and you can kind of hide out there. There's no commentary. You know, there's a shot clock here, there's cameras on you. It's definitely a different feeling.
Well, he has definitely taken command of the table again. Now, he gave 2 racks away to Darren Young, but he took 2 racks back and has a commanding 5-rack lead at the moment.
Yeah, it was a good bank shot.
Mm-hmm.
That started the path there for the run out. The Moscone Cup. Europe versus America. 30th of November through to the 3rd of December. It's at the Bally's in Las Vegas. I know the tickets were sold out, but Matchroom Pool have added more seats to the arena. Such a popular event. The demand was there, so again, head over to matchroompool.com for all details. Europe are looking for their 3rd title in a row. And I believe if you book a room at the Bally's, there's a exclusive hotel room rate available as well. So just head over to matchroompool.com. All the information is on there. And if you've never been to a Moscone Cup, that will not disappoint.
No, it will not. Like I said before, I've been last year in London, and I am very excited to go again this year in Las Vegas. It should be a ruckus of a time.
Yeah, 2019, it was the last time it was in Vegas due to COVID and the pandemic. And the American fans, they really brought it that year. So I expect this year to be the same, if not worse, especially with the Americans trying to get the cup back.
Yeah, after what happened last year, I think we feel a little bit slighted, a little bit, you know, like this year's going to be our year. So it's time we have something to prove, and I think the fans will definitely give it to the Europeans.
Back to the match. It was a good break, but the first shot wasn't his best one. He didn't want to be there with the cue ball. He could anywhere to the left, and that was more than achievable. Now he's kind of jacked up over the 9. Cue ball's going away from position for the 5, so he's got to come with a good shot here.
And he did. Very nice. Yeah, as long as he pockets this 5, the 6 is inside, sitting pretty, good shape for the 7, the 8, and 9 is a stop shot. So I think we should see a nice rack here from Darren Young if he can pocket the 5 here. And he does. Just nice, smooth stroke here. Perfect shape for the 7. I like his answer back in this rack right now. You know, Andri's been making a run the last couple racks, and especially the last rack, it looked like he was really gaining control of the table. Oh, okay. Cue ball control is a little bit iffy there, but still has a good shot on the 8 to come down for the 9, no problem. Great shot.
Yeah, with this format being alternate break, all Andri's got to do is hold his serve basically. He just knows a couple of break and runs and he's through. 7-3 scoreline in alternate break is a very, very healthy lead indeed. Especially when the break is easy like this, when the players are guaranteed that wing ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of the outside tables in action. And just in the distance, 4 or 5 pool tables there. That's where the players can come in and warm up before their match.
Yeah, I believe Aspire Recreational Center has 23 tables in total. Quite a bit, a few snooker tables as well. Carl, were you a snooker player anytime?
No, I mean I played for a little bit of fun, but I never owned a proper snooker cue and tried to play as a youth and tried to go on tour. I was started out as an English 8-baller,
Yeah,
and just never really bothered with the snooker. Not the best of breaks, is it? It was a little bit weak, and we are seeing players persist with the cup break.
yeah, he looks a bit frustrated with himself right now on that break. Giving Darren another chance at the table. Potentially a chance to make it a 4-7 race. The layout's not an easy one though, especially getting from 1 to the 2. Gonna have to really come with this shot. Wow, and he does. Beautiful. Nicely executed.
Yeah, that was a tidy shot just to squeeze that cue ball in behind the purple 4.
Mm-hmm.
Big shot coming up. He's got to pop this red 3 and get all the way back up table. For that ball that's on its own at the top near his piece of chalk. And he's going to need an angle on that one because he's got to come back off the purple 4 for the orange 5.
Mm-hmm. Heck of a shot. Look at that. And he's got that angle you were talking about.
Yeah, that is nicely done. And if you're Darren Young now, you've just got to think to yourself, if I clear the table here, I've got the break and run, and that makes it 7-5, and you've got to feel like you're back in the match at 7-5.
Absolutely. Well, we may have spoke a little too soon.
He hasn't left the pot. However, if he can see enough of this right-hand side rail, I think he's brought a jump cue, so he's not even looked, but I think he could go 2 rails and kick behind. Maybe he can't, maybe he'd have to swerve it too much. So he's playing the pot, jumping over and trying to cut this ball in. Oh, where's the cue ball going? Has it held up?
It
What
sure
a
did.
shot he's played there.
Wow. Great shot by Andri. Wow. I am shocked. Played a phenomenal jump shot on the 4 ball. Gets really good shape for the 5. And just misses.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I can only think maybe the angle was a little steeper and he was just scared of losing the cue ball. But he was more than capable of wrapping them few balls up, and at least he's not left a pot.
Yeah, exactly. Got a little lucky with that miss. He doesn't seem happy with himself, of course, but he'll get another shot at the table. Unless we see a miracle coming here from Darren. I don't see him pocketing this ball.
That'll work. That'll work nicely.
Yeah, went for the kick. Unfortunately, he did leave the ball visible, the full ball visible, for Andri to play defense here. No real option to pocket the ball, so I think we'll see him executing a safety here.
Seems to play some good shots and then just doesn't seem to consistently keep the consistency there. Seems to just start to fade off the pace a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, that was not a well executed defense. So give the opportunity back to Darren. He's got a good chance of finishing up this rack. Got a little friendly roll there with the 5 ball in the corner pocket, but as we saw yesterday, that corner pocket's been nice to everybody. Good shape to come out for the 7. 8 is there as well. The 9, it should be academic. Let's see how he finishes it up though. A couple bottom shots here, bottom English. Draw the ball back a little bit. Beautiful. Nicely executed.
Yeah, let's not forget this is losers side action. Darren Young lost his opening match to Raymond Faroon from the Philippines, so even though he lost that match, Raymond Faroon from Philippines, very handy player, so just to lose 9-7 shows he's more than capable. So both these players are fighting to stay in this year's event. The loser of this match is out.
Yeah, it's possible that's what's getting to these players, you know. Maybe that thought of, I can't miss, this is it. You know, you don't get a second chance, or a third chance, I should say. This is the second chance, right? So maybe there's a little jitters there. Looks like Andri's a little bit frustrated with himself over that previous miss. Got a 4-7 match right now. It's possible we can get to 5-7 here if Darren Young can get a break and run.
Yeah, and at 6 p.m. last night, Andri lost to James Aranas from the Philippines. We know how good he is. That match went hill, so he only lost 9-8. So both players, even though this is losers side action, they've had tough matches in the winner's side, and both only just got beat.
Nice break so far. Is he going to get a shot on the 2? If the 8-ball no, 8-ball was not friendly to him. Did not get a shot on the 2. Oh, I take that back. It looks like he can. He's going to have to put a little spin on it, but it looks like he can see the 2. Yeah, awesome. Well, he's got a shot on the 4 as well. How he's going to come down table for the 5 is the question. He's got an angle, but the 9 ball is obviously a problem. He's going to have to really put some bottom English on here to spin backwards, hit the cushion, and come backwards for the 5 ball. Not an easy shot at all. Let's see. He's really going to have to put a good stroke on this one.
Yeah, he was trying to draw the cue ball off that 9, and that is never easy. You've got to focus on the pot, and so often we see the players miss the ball because they're worried about the cue ball.
He left the 4 in a nice place. Not really going to be able to pocket this ball, but I think we'll see a safety coming from Andri here. Send the 4 ball up table, leaving the cue right behind the 9.
I think he may attack this one. I think there's
Yeah?
cuts in the side, yeah. I think the cue ball's running into the 9. Oh,
You called it. You called it. Oh, look at that. Well, you were right. He did make it in the side, but unfortunately, he just hit a little bit of that 5 ball to snooker himself behind the 8. What a kick. What a kick.
Beautiful kick shot, as you said, Eddie. Lovely shot to see, but it's not getting easier. This is probably the hardest shot of the 3 shots, and it's the biggest shot. If he pots this and runs out, he's on the hill, and the match is as good as over. If he misses this and sticks it up, he's in a battle. Oh, another great shot. This has been absolutely first class.
Yeah, we've talked a little about Andri having a couple shaky moments in this match, but really when he needed it the most, he's coming through.
Yeah, arguably the biggest rack of this match so far, and arguably the best finish of this match so far for Andri. So this 9 to get himself on the hill, and it is there. Huge rack there for Andri. 8-4, he leads over Darren Young. The loser goes home. This is loser's side action. "96 players started out. 32 players will advance into the single elimination format, so basically double elimination. You get 1 life. Both of these players on your screens have lost 1 match, and they both lost to Filipinos as well. And then once we get 32 players, 16 winners will play 16 players who have 1 loss. And that will be single elim all the way through to the final.
Yeah, I feel a little bit for Darren Young here. He was probably licking his chops thinking he's going to get another shot when that 5 ball was a kick shot for Andri, but beautifully executed kick shot, and now Andri has the break. Pockets 2 balls on the break. Looks like he will have a shot on the 3 ball. Pocketing the 1 and the 2. It's a runnable rack. It's times like this that when you're in your seat like Darren, you're just hoping to get back to the table, right? It's just a hope and a prayer, right? Looks like the balls are aligned. The 4 balls right there. Should be able to draw it back for the 5 ball and potentially get out of here.
Can he close the match out now without any drama? They say the hardest rack to win is the one to get over the winning line. Maybe for some players that is the case, but the winners of our major tournaments seems to be the easiest rack for them.
Ooh.
Took a little wobble, but I think he had to really kill the cue ball. He didn't want the cue ball to start floating to the left side of the 8, so it wasn't as easy as...
Well, this would be the shot of the game. If he can make this.
This needs to spin out. Oh, he's coming with the exhibition shots now.
He did make that one look easy, didn't he?
Cue ball needs to speed up a little bit. I think he just got there. That's just enough. He can soft stun this cue ball over to the left.
Nicely done. All right, this for the match.
And there it is. A convincing 9-4 win for Andri over Darren Young. He books himself into losers round 3. That was a losers round match. Unfortunately, Darren Young from Singapore, we will not be seeing him again in this year's tournament. He is out.